The Great Salt Lake is a vital and unique ecosystem located in the northern part of Utah. It is the largest saltwater lake in the Western Hemisphere and is home to a diverse array of plant and animal life. Unfortunately, the Great Salt Lake is facing a serious threat and may disappear within the next 5 years unless drastic action is taken to rescue it. There are several factors contributing to the crisis facing the Great Salt Lake. The Great Salt Lake, plagued by excessive water use and a worsening climate crisis, has dropped to record low levels 2 years in a row. The lake is now 19 feet below its natural average level and has entered uncharted territory after losing 73% of its water and exposing 60% of its lakebed, the report notes. The lake's ecosystem is not only on the edge of collapse. It is collapsing. Benjamin Abbott, a professor of ecology at Brigham Young University and lead author. It's honestly jaw-dropping and totally disarming to see how much of the lake is gone. The lake is mostly lakebed right now. With the climate getting hotter and drier, many lakes across the West will only see more evaporation, more demand for water, and just ultimate decline in levels. The grim climate reality already unfolding in the Great Salt Lake, Abbott said, is a microcosm of what is happening or is set to happen around the world on a warming planet. This is a bellwether for what's going on in the larger river basins, he said. We need to lay out some very clear language about where we're headed. The lake needs an additional 1 million acre-feet of water per year to reverse the decline, the report states. Doing so would up its average inflow to roughly 2.5 million acre-feet per year. An acre-foot is the amount of water that would cover 1 acre of land or foot deep, roughly 326,000 gallons. Abbott said lawmakers need to take advantage of the good winter precipitation. As of Tuesday, snowpack in Utah was running at 170% of average. This is really a huge opportunity, but that actually raises the stakes for getting the short-term policies, Abbott said. There's a possibility that we have all of this water, and very little of it gets to the lake. We could instead just hold it in reservoirs, divert it and use it for kind of business as usual in the coming year, and that would be a huge missed opportunity. The report's authors are calling on the governor's office to declare a state of emergency, or at the very least, implement emergency water conservation measures that would not only reduce water use, but ensure that the water makes it to the lake to replenish it, a huge task, given that water planning and allocation for the state takes place in February and March. The authors also called on the legislature to support the efforts, while simultaneously putting in place longer-term solutions that would allow a reduction in water use. If the drought persists in the West, as climate scientists suspect it will, reaching a stable level of inflow would require water use cuts of up to 50% around the Great Salt Lake watershed. The impacts are widespread. The lake's decline threatens critical habitat for endangered species, as well as the state's local economy. From the mineral industry to agriculture and recreation, the Great Salt Lake contributes $1.3 billion to the annual economy, according to a state assessment. If the lake continues to dry up, the economic toll would range from $1.7 billion to $2.2 billion each year. The rapid drying of the lakebed also exposes harmful dust that could harm human health. Terminal lakes, like the Great Salt Lake, are ones where water can flow into, but not out of the basin. And when strong winds blow over a drying lakebed, they kick up tiny particles that can be inhaled and damage the lungs, and exacerbate other respiratory illness. These pollutants have been linked to health complications such as asthma, heart disease, and chronic bronchitis. The seafoam at the Great Salt Lake is created when the lake's saltwater mixes with the air, creating a frothy, foam-like substance that covers the surface of the lake. This stunning sight is caused by a combination of the lake's high salt content and the wind and waves that are present on the lake's surface. As the wind and waves churn the water, they create the characteristic foam that gives the lake its distinctive appearance. The seafoam at the Great Salt Lake is a natural marvel that is truly a wonder to behold. It is a testament to the power and beauty of nature, and it is a sight that should not be missed. Whether you are a nature lover, a photographer, or simply someone who appreciates the beauty of the natural world, the seafoam at the Great Salt Lake is an experience that you will not want to miss. So come and see this natural wonder for yourself. The seafoam at the Great Salt Lake is waiting for you. While officials have discussed different strategies to increase the lake's levels, including building pipelines, using cloud seeding technology, or even groundwater extraction, the report's authors urge lawmakers to instead focus on ramping up conservation efforts, noting it is the most cost-effective and resilient response to restore the lake. To rescue the Great Salt Lake, it will be necessary to take drastic and immediate action. This could include measures to conserve water, such as water-saving irrigation techniques, and efforts to reduce water usage in the region. It will also be necessary to reduce the impact of human activities on the lake, such as by limiting the construction of new buildings and roads in the area. In addition, ongoing research and monitoring will be needed to better understand the factors that are affecting the lake and to identify the most effective strategies for preserving it. Finally, it will be important to involve the local community in the efforts to rescue the Great Salt Lake. This could include educational programs to raise awareness about the importance of the lake and the challenges it is facing, as well as volunteer programs to help with conservation efforts. By working together, we can ensure that the Great Salt Lake remains a thriving and vibrant ecosystem for years to come.